Back again with our friend Richard Toccato, the Richard Toccato Companies. Now, Richard, tell us about this cash out equity thing, instant cash, add water, and there it is.
That's how it is. Instant equity. I mean, you do the application today, you could close today and get your money in 5 days. There's no underwriting, there's no appraisal. You know, I think didn't you do something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly what I did. Instant equity. It's very easy, and Richard walks you through the process. Find out more at homewithrichard.com. Top of every hour, you get caught up on the hottest trending topics in the world thanks to Riggins and Now Trending, sponsored by Culver's. The freshest ingredients all day, every day. Make it your new neighborhood spot. Short waits for the freshest food in town. Find details at acetj.com/Culver's.
Welcome to TJ's podcast.
Hey, so excited because we've got something for the first time. You know, this being a new podcast and all, we're going to be doing things differently, and we're going to have guests on all the time, and there'll be regular guests, meaning they will be, as they call them on the news, contributors, right? So we have today our official TJ's podcast legal expert, whose name is Ryan Toomey, and he's a hotshot attorney in Texas. He also is known as Wiki Ryan. He was an intern on the Ace and TJ show, and he's the only one that would come on and do this without charging us an hourly fee. Not that we wouldn't want you anyway, you know, for your legal expertise, but, you know, lawyers is expensive.
Tell me about it.
You're usually not up this time of the morning, right? You rested up for whatever ambulance chasing you got to do for the day ahead of you. So thanks for getting up early.
It's my pleasure.
Is there a delay on that, Rob, that he's hearing me through a delay, you think?
I think Zoom just has one of those.
Zoom has a delay? Okay. Well, we're learning as we go here. So we got this case that is so, I think it's interesting, but also it's good for taking a side if you want to have a fun argument or debate with your friends. So this case is handled by a Texas law firm, but it's not your law firm, right?
Correct.
Okay. So you're good if I try to rip the case apart. It won't hurt you at work or anything.
Won't hurt my feelings one bit.
Okay. So what it boils down to is there is a guy who is suing McDonald's because he has a milk allergy, a deadly milk allergy. And he ordered food to be delivered to his house, and he ordered a Big Mac. Well, when he ordered it on their app, he checked no cheese. Well, they put cheese on it anyway. They made the mistake. He ate it, almost died. Now he's suing, right? And that pretty much the gist of it?
Yeah.
Okay. So give us some inside information that regular people don't know that's going on now, like with his attorneys. Why would his attorney want to bring this and not just say, well, you shouldn't have eaten it? I mean, if you're that allergic to it, you should have just said, oh, that's got cheese on it, and look at it before you ate it. Would you have taken this case if he brought it to you?
No, definitely not.
Okay, good. So what is happening in the conversation between him and his attorney now, do you think?
Well, so a lot of it is based on whether or not they're going to be able to hold this particular McDonald's culpable or responsible for what happened. And it's all about the levels of risk of whether or not you're going to lose, because there are a lot of different stages along the way that you could get kicked out of court or dismissed because you can't prove your case. And so the burden of proof, or what they have to prove overall, if it were to go in front of a jury, is that something is more likely than not. So they have to prove that McDonald's was negligent, that they owed him a duty of care, that they breached that duty of care, and then that breach caused his damages.
Okay, so is the attorney really going for a trial here, or is he really asking for a settlement? Is he hoping for a settlement?
Well, so regardless of whether or not you necessarily want to go to trial, it's such a low percentage of cases that actually go to trial that that's not the realistic expectation. But the way I was trained and the way I work on cases is, regardless of what the outcome may be, every case is going to be prepped like it's going to be tried.
Okay.
Because you don't want to be caught with your pants down.
Exactly. Or that's a completely different lawsuit altogether. If somebody catches you with your pants down, depends on where you are. And because I look at this and I think, okay, dude, if you're that allergic to milk products, dairy products, you shouldn't put a bite in your mouth without looking at it to make sure it doesn't have cheese or something on it, whether you ordered it that way or not. You know, I have pretty specific orders whenever I'm at a restaurant and all, you know. For example, when I go to McDonald's, if I get an Egg McMuffin, I say, Egg McMuffin, hold the egg. I don't want the egg on it. But guess what? When I unwrap it and I can see that it's got an egg on it, you know what I do? I take it off. I don't just bite into it and go, oh my God, they gave me an egg. So it seems to me this guy's just looking for a quick, you know, payout on something. Like it seems kind of frivolous to me.
Well, and I've had conversations with people who have called in and have been legitimately just asked the question, am I going to see any money from this or not? And to me, doing it the way I do it and practicing this area of law the way I practice it, that's a huge red flag, because you're going to get someone with unrealistic expectations. And there are a couple of different legal theories that come into play. Whether or not DoorDash or McDonald's acted as a reasonable company, and then whether on the other side, whether he contributed to his own injuries.
Yeah.
So, like you said, by not checking, like if you have a deadly allergy to something and you're not checking to make sure that the thing there or not there, then were you not also negligent?
Yeah, it's personal responsibility. Now in Texas,
on top of that,
what? Go ahead.
Oops, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, on top of that, you have to look at the measure of damages. Like,
yeah, that's what I was going to say. How much is it worth to you? You know, what's the price? You always see that about, I found a bug on my burger at Wendy's, and I had already bitten into my burger. Okay, well, how much is that worth? Do you think? How much you're going to ask for? You're going to go in and ask a jury for $1 million because you accidentally ate a bug that was on the sandwich? No, that's not in there. But I'm thinking that Texas should have, they should be more strict about that kind of thing, frivolous lawsuits and all. I don't know, but you just think Texas and outside of Austin, you think, okay, well, maybe they're still like rough and tumble, take care of yourself and then people leave you the hell alone. But so are they more strict on that sort of thing about going to trial with a personal injury case?
Well, so there are rules to prevent actual frivolous lawsuits from being filed, which are those that have absolutely no merit, and you could never hit any burden of proof, and your pleadings don't make sense, et cetera. And obviously, I've listened to you long enough. That's what you want with the loser pays. But if you go to trial and you lose at trial, then it's the roll of the dice. And the loser in a case where the attorney brings a case that loses and it's a personal injury case is the attorney. Because the attorney's out the money and then we don't get a fee.
Right.
Because all personal injury attorneys I know work on contingency. And so nothing from nothing leaves nothing. And so, I mean, Texas overall protects big businesses and businesses in general. But there's still the open courts provision, which is part of the Texas Constitution, and then obviously the right to a jury trial under the United States Constitution.
So how often? This is Ryan Toomey, aka Wiki Ryan. He's an attorney in Texas, a personal injury attorney. How often does somebody call you and you have to just go, look, I know you're lying. You didn't really fall in the Dollar General store, and I'm not going to be suing Dollar General.
I would say most of the time, or I wouldn't say most of the time, but there are way more calls that we get that we can't take or we can't help someone than those where we can. And a lot of the time it's not, I know you're lying. It's what proof do you have that this happened? Because if you tell me,
that's a nicer way to say it.
yeah. Well, it's if you tell me I slipped and fell, well, did you take any pictures of what you slipped? No. Is there any video? No. Did you talk to the person afterwards and do an incident report? No. When did you go to the hospital? I haven't yet. Well, then, okay, that's not something I'm going to want to help on, because then it's just going to make my job more difficult.
Yeah, you're going to put a lot of work into something that's not going to pay off for you. I get that. Yeah. But I can just imagine. I figure that is there a key phrase that you hear that lets you know that they're full of crap, like when they tell you what happened and then they follow that with, how much you think I could get for that?
A lot. And that's why I said earlier, I have heard the question before, do you think I'm going to get anything from this? Mm-hmm. And that's a huge red flag. A lot of people want to know what their case is worth and how long it's going to take. And those are normal questions. But when somebody asks me if I'm going to see any money from this and uses terms like money or dollars and things like that, then that's what they care about. They don't care about treating and kind of making it right. And to us, it's a lot about justice more than anything else. Yeah,
than just getting a payout. I get it. Nobody believes that crap, but okay, whatever. Right. Now, if let's say the case were something that you would think would be valid and worth your time, and I was the plaintiff, the complainant, or whatever you call it, would I be an ideal client for you? Or knowing me as you do, would you say, I would rather have somebody that knows that they don't know anything about the law and then will let me just do what I do? I'm not taking on this guy who thinks he's an attorney without a degree. I don't want to deal with him.
I thought you were an attorney.
Well, basically I am.
I like it better when I can work on the case the way I was trained to work on a case. Because I'm not saying that I'm the best lawyer in the world, but the people who taught me how to. Yeah. That's including yourself. That's how I know what to do. And there's no script for it. There's nothing like that. And so I like just being able to work on the case. And that's the reason why I feel that people want to hire me, is because I'm the expert, so to speak, because this is what I do every single day.
Right. But, how does it feel like when the partners in your firm, like when you tell them that your hero is a radio personality that didn't even finish college? I mean, they got to be like, okay, whatever. I'm surprised you must not have put that in any of your paperwork when you first started applying out of law school. Because nobody would have hired you.
It's on my resume.
I learned most of my stuff from a radio host.
Ace and TJ was on my very first job interview that I went to in person. When I walked back in the guy's office, he had the Ace and TJ website pulled up on his computer, and he was looking at pictures of Monica. And then it's in my bio. I've sent you my bio that shows you guys are on there.
I know. What did they say, though, when they say that you did your internship? Did you do any other internships, like for law firms and stuff like that? Or your internship you had was with us on the radio?
It was just with you guys. When I originally started school at Baylor, my goal was not to stay in Texas. My goal was just to come back to North Carolina. Yeah. And so that made it more difficult getting legal internships, because they didn't want to hire somebody that wasn't going to be there in a year. Yeah. And then in my third year of law school, that's when I decided I don't want to waste a Texas specific education by not taking the Texas bar. And so I stayed. Right. And,
you can work without state income tax. That's another plus.
I didn't know that before, but knowing that since, it's pretty awesome.
All right. Well, thank you for getting up early, and if you're cool with it, we'll do this from time to time. I know we've talked about it and all, but that was just an idea before, and we hadn't really done it, and you hadn't had to get up a lot earlier than you're supposed to. So let me know if you change your mind, okay?
No, this was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I like talking to you guys.
All right. I know you do because you're a fanboy and all, and we love you.
Love you.
Yeah. See you later.
TJ's Podcast.
Back again with our friend Richard Toccato, the Richard Toccato Companies. Now, Richard, tell us about this cash out equity thing, instant cash, add water, and there it is.
It is. That's how it is. Instant equity. I mean, you do the application today. You could close today and get your money in 5 days. There's no underwriting. There's no appraisal. You know, I think didn't you do something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly what I did. Instant equity. It's very easy, and Richard walks you through the process. Find out more at homewithrichard.com. Top of every hour, you get caught up on the hottest trending topics in the world thanks to Riggins and Now Trending, sponsored by Culver's. The freshest ingredients all day, every day. Make it your new neighborhood spot. Short waits for the freshest food in town. Find details at acetj.com/Culver's. Just because it's winter doesn't mean this is any time to stay inside and just let the days go by. acetj.com/Gaston has the list of everything you can be doing right now. The memories you can be making with your family in Gaston County. acetj.com/Gaston.
Back to TJ's Podcast.
Oh, thank you so much for checking out the podcast. Tell your friends, like and follow and subscribe and do all that bulls, up on there. That would be nice. That would be nice. So, senseless celebrity news. Riggins, you were appalled by this Drew Barrymore story that's in the senseless celebrity news.
Yeah, did you see this?
Yeah, I did. But, I can kind of relate to part of it.
Oh, really?
Like, what show? Was this on Drew Barrymore's talk show, hers?
Yeah.
And then some other guy was asking these questions about, what kind of underwear they wear and stuff?
Yeah, they were asking, do you ever go commando and stuff like that? And Drew Barrymore said she does. And then proceeded to make a shocking revelation.
Which is?
That her daughter likes to pants her.
Yeah.
And her daughters, she's got 2 daughters. One of them's 11, the other's 9, I think. So either one, I don't think she said which one.
Yeah, I think it was the 11-year-old.
I think it was the 11-year-old.
Yeah.
But, with no underwear on. I don't know. Maybe it's Hollywood stuff. But
yeah, it's just that's the first thing. It's so simple if you can look at it in the very first aspect of it and say they're just freaks. Celebrities are freaks. They live a different life. They're the most dysfunctional culture among us in America. But I don't wear underwear. Everybody knows that. But do you know what would happen if I had an 11-year-old that pulled my pants down in front of other people or not? That ass would get whooped.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the appropriate response.
Yeah, but Drew Barrymore thinks it's funny. She thinks it's hilarious because they don't live by the same type of rules that normal people do.
Yeah, and she said that the reason that her daughter pantses her is because she knows she isn't wearing underwear. And thinks that'll add to the joke.
Right. Look.
You imagine doing that to your parent, either one of them.
Well, as far as the sexes, it would be comparable to my son pulling my pants down in front of people and laughing about it. I would whip his ass. Yeah. What if you do that to your dad?
You can't even comprehend it. That's what I always think. What would what would happen? Oh, God. Terrifying.
Now, would it be, if it were the other way around and, say Drew Barrymore played this game with her and they just try to pants each other when they're not, expecting it. You can't pull an 11-year-old's pants down in front of people without getting in trouble, whether it's your kid or not. You can't do that. So then it's not a game they play with each other. It's just a game that her daughter plays trying to embarrass her.
Yeah, she clarified. She goes, it's a joke. It's like, we got it. We know why people pants other people. The crazy part is that it's your daughter and you're an adult and it's weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it talked about the people that were on it was some kind of a panel or something that she had go. I don't know. I don't think I know any of the people that were on the panel. But I saw the picture, like a still picture from one of the articles, and they looked to be shocked. But I'm sure they laughed.
It was Boy George.
Oh, I knew him, yeah.
And Ross the intern. He was on Jay Leno for a long time. He's got that real high-pitched voice. He was on E for a long time, like doing like fashion police.
Yeah.
Ross, you know.
He's gay.
Yeah.
I wonder if Boy George was offended by that, being a homophobe and all.
I don't know.
Kidding.
I don't know.
You ever wonder if people that you see who are up and comers in Hollywood or in like on E or celebrity reporters, things like that, who are gay? Do you ever think that they are faking it?
Faking being gay?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Because in that world, I mean, it is such a boost. Like you get so many more doors open for you as a celebrity reporter, as a fashion reporter, all of that kind of stuff. If you're a gay man,
you can write your own ticket.
Yeah. There's always if you're an openly gay actor, there's always going to be a part for you in every single show, movie, and all that's made. There's always going to be something there. What kind of a scandal would that be?
That would be
if
crazy.
there's a person who started making it, like say that Ross the intern guy or whatever. Yeah. Say one day somebody paparazzi caught a candid picture of him out somewhere, and he's just like burly, masculine dude, with a chick on each arm.
Hot chick.
God. Would that be bad? Would they cancel him? You think?
Crazy. Yeah. I was faking it.
God, I wish I could do that just as an experiment, but I'm too old.
Yeah. I think it definitely happens the other way. I think there's a lot of gay guys that act straight so they can get the...
Yeah, not as many anymore. I think they realize in that world of entertainment, they've got,
You think?
Oh, yeah. They got it a lot easier.
Yeah, but then that's why, like Neil Patrick Harris, super talented guy.
Yeah.
But you never see him as a movie star. And I think that's partly due to, like, would you believe him if he was in, I don't know, what's like a hot movie?
Well, he was in The Accountant.
Yeah, but like as like a leading man.
Yeah, he was a supporting actor, and he played was it The Accountant? No. What was the one where Ben Affleck's wife faked her death, and there was a real case like that?
Yeah.
Gone Girl.
Gone Girl.
Yeah, he played her new husband in Gone Girl.
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm.
But I mean, what about the situation with Cam on Modern Family, where he's not gay and he played a flamboyantly gay character? Would that fly if that show just started today in 2024?
I don't know.
I mean,
he's
because
Cam. I mean,
but it wasn't any type of it wasn't a, and this is the way you used to be able to distinguish it. It wasn't done in a negative way toward the group that you were pretending to be a part of. So then people would go, oh, well, he's not doing anything against us. It's actually, he's the part makes it, he's very lovable and, all of this. But then it went to, the crazies in Hollywood saying that if you're white, you can't play this part. If you're straight, you can't even play this part. So now would they do that? Would they say he's straight? He's a straight white man, which is that's the bottom of the barrel as far as they're concerned. And he goes in and auditions for that role today. Would they give it to him? As great as he was, I think he won Emmys and stuff for that award, and is one of the most memorable TV characters of all time.
Yeah.
Would he get that shot today?
Yeah, I don't know.
I bet he wouldn't.
Yeah, probably not. Because the other guy is gay, right?
Yeah.
The red
Mitchell.
Guy. Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see Cam, whatever his name is, now playing a straight guy in a TV show?
Yeah, I've seen him. I've seen him in. He was in a movie where it was a bunch of. He was. They were college buddies and all, but it was after college. They were just a bunch of bros, and it was a murder show. It was a movie where there was someone that got murdered, and then they were trying to cover it up because they didn't want. They were part of it, and he was believable in that. But then again, I'm not. Prejudice against one group or another. I can look at things from an unbiased perspective. A lot of people can't do that the way I can.
You don't see gayness.
Well, I see it, but I don't. I don't understand how, if you're not insulting a certain group, that it would be bad to play the part of that part. Like
No,
it's like
it's acting.
yeah, I'm not in the Hell's Angels.
Right.
Does that mean that if you're not in Hell's Angels, you can't do a movie where you're part of Hell's Angels?
Yeah.
No. That's what I don't understand. But how sad would that be if we didn't know that character? We never got to know that character because they said he's a straight white man and he can't play that part of a gay white man. Mm-hmm. He has to be. We have to hire a gay Indonesian man to play the gay white man part.
Yeah.
And then Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is in a paternity fight, or not a fight, but somebody's filing a paternity suit against him.
Yeah, he's got to take a paternity test, according to a judge, because there's a woman that came out. She's 27 years old. Her name is Alexandra Davis. She claims to be his biological daughter. And an alleged agreement was made in 1998 that he would participate in the raising of the child or something like that. So,
and how old is he?
81.
He's 81. He's the owner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Sure. Wealthier than everyone you know, probably.
And he always just, to me, I'm obviously I've never seen him in person, but seeing him on TV and all, he just looks like he smells like smoke.
Yeah, he's got a smoky look about him.
Yeah, he looks like right before they put the camera on him, he stomped out a cigarette. He looks like just I don't know that he is a smoker, but he looks like he just smokes one right after the other.
Yeah.
He's like dusty looking.
Yeah.
But you wanted to know if that was trashy, if paternity suits are trashy.
Is it inherently trashy, a paternity test? Because my experience with paternity tests is through one source, and that's Maury.
Yeah.
And turns anytime I see a paternity test, I just think of Maury sitting there with that manila envelope, with that, pulling that paper out, in the case of 2-year-old, da-da-da-da, James, you are not and then the dancing, and it's like a whole thing. So that's really my only experience with paternity tests. But if there's a question about the father, it just seems
right. That in and of itself, the core of that, is trashy. I don't care who you are, but the fact if someone is not sure who the father of their baby is or their father is, then what caused that was trashy behavior on somebody's part.
Someone, yeah.
Yeah. But I think it depends on what you're looking for out of them as to the next level of trashy. Like if you're on Maury and you're looking for them to start, buying baby shoes and things like that and the basic necessities of life for a child, then having to go on Maury and having to go through all of that is pretty trashy.
Yeah.
But if you're this grown woman who's just wanting to know if this is her dad, and it could be she's an adult, so it could be her dad, and then he could say, okay, well, I'm your dad. Yeah. So what does that mean? I'm not leaving you anything in my will. I'm not giving you any money or anything.
Right.
So does she think automatically once it's proven that he's her dad that she's just going to get wealthy all of a sudden?
I don't know.
Maybe not. I don't want to, put her in that category because we don't know.
I don't know. Maybe you just want to find out the true identity of your father.
Yeah.
If you find out like your mom has been lying to you about a lot of things, then you might make the reasonable assumption like, oh, maybe she lied about my dad too. And there's a story about Jerry Jones and her hooking up one night. I would certainly want to know the truth at 27 when you've established your life and you're like, you know what? I'm going to figure it out.
Okay, so he's 81. I'm not good at math, so subtract 27. How old would he have been when she was conceived?
63, 64, or 62, something.
Now, do you think that's trashy? That old having a baby?
Yeah. Yeah. Probably.
Especially if you're just catting around. He's out there catting around.
And so this was 98. Did he own the Cowboys in 98?
Yeah.
He did. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What are you doing, Jerry? Jerry. You got all this money. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to
Protect
yourself? I don't know.
And but let's say you are that old. Would you make sure that you're not capable of having another kid?
I would imagine.
You'd have a vasectomy, whether he's got other kids. So by the time you're 64, you should have had a vasectomy.
Something.
Yeah.
You would do something. Especially if you want to live that wild life.
Hell yeah.
You would think that would be the smart thing to do. Is he married? He's got a family and stuff?
I don't know. I think he's been married a few times. I don't know for sure.
Oh, he's worth $13.7 billion.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
yeah, I would probably file that suit too.
Do you think it's more trashy the fact that he was raised in Arkansas?
Oh, he was?
Yeah, he's from Arkansas.
No, so this is just par for the course?
Well, he's moved uptown. He's in Dallas. He got in the oil business in Dallas.
To make it to the big city, and now I'm catting around.
I mean, he's just regular old backwoods Arkansas raised.
That's old Jerry.
Yeah.
That's just Jerry.
Oh, JJ, man. All right, we got more coming up. Hang on.
More of TJ's podcast is coming up.
Just because it's winter doesn't mean this is any time to stay inside and just let the days go by. AceTJ.com/Gaston has the list of everything you can be doing right now, the memories you can be making with your family in Gaston County. AceTJ.com/Gaston. Top of every hour, you get caught up on the hottest trending topics in the world thanks to Riggins and Now Trending, sponsored by Culver's. The freshest ingredients all day, every day. Make it your new neighborhood spot. Short waits for the freshest food in town. Find details at acetj.com/Culver's.
Our friend Richard Ducato from the Richard Ducato Companies is here. And Richard, not only are you helping people pay off credit cards, you're helping them with home repairs as well.
Oh, that's right. We had one of your listeners called in. She had to get her pool repaired. She had to get a new roof on to even get the loan. And we got that work done before it closed and paid for it with the cash out.
All at one time.
All at one time. Can't do that at a bank.
No, you can't. That's what it's about. Options with the Richard Ducato Companies. Find out more at homewithrichard.com. That's homewithrichard.com. The Richard Ducato Companies.
Welcome back, world, to TJ's podcast.
So, if you want to comment on anything you hear on TJ's podcast, you can do that. You follow me on Instagram on my personal account, which is public, TJ_Ritchie, RITCHIE. Or what is the new one called? TJ Shows?
The TJ Shows on everything.
The TJ Shows.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah. And I don't even have access to, like, I'm not a, what do you call it? A user or whatever on those. A manager. Huh? Yeah.
Administrator.
Yeah.
An admin.
Are you just not giving me those passwords and stuff because I'll forget them anyway?
No, I did. They are all in the TJ Shows folder on the Google Drive that Adam, your business manager, set up for you.
Where would I find that? On my computer?
He would, yep. I think he gave everybody access to that. So all your passwords are in there.
Well, I should probably get somebody to show me how to open that then.
Yeah,
huh?
maybe.
Okay. But go follow that. The TJ Shows. Now, a lot of people have been asking, because this is the first week that we've done these new projects and everything, and people have been asking, what does this mean? What does that mean? Well, so take, for example, the TJ Shows. All right. That covers everything that I do as far as projects for the Ace and TJ Incorporated. My specific projects like TJ and Jody's house, Small Town Adventures, TJ's podcast, TJ's political show, Fend for Yourselves. My cooking show is being changed to TJ's Cooking Show. So I can keep up with all the names of them. So Ace Media, right? That's what his is called.
Ace Cannon Media.
Ace Cannon Media is his Ace at Large series. It's the Meaningful Meeting podcast he does, and then Ace and Friends that he does, all of that kind of stuff. So the way it works is that Ace and I own a business together, and 2-something years ago, the radio business took a turn that wasn't, favorable to the way we do a radio show. And the company that we worked for at the time as our main flagship, the market manager there he didn't care for us very much, even though we were number one in the ratings all over the place. Because, we always play, we're humble people, but truth is the truth. I mean, we were huge in the ratings for 20-something years in Charlotte. I mean, it was pretty consistent through the entire time. But, the company wanted to, not pay us very much for what we were worth. So we split out to do our own projects and everything. We're still on radio stations. We still do the legendary Ace and TJ show, morning show. But now we have all of these other projects that we offer up for sponsors and, to be honest with you, for revenue, because we left the situation that we had worked up to over 20-something years of excellence and productivity to all of a sudden in our 50s having a startup of a brand new business. And there have been changes this week because this is the next step, and we've had to alter a couple of things that we do. As far as when the show is available, that when it's live and all, and I know a lot of you have questions and you're being a little bit testy about it, to be honest. But that's what it is. I mean, this is just the direction that we're having to go because radio and the type of radio that we do has taken a dump all over America.
A dump?
Yeah.
It's taking a dump, Rob.
Yeah, the radio industry has taken a dump all over America. Meaning not stations across America, meaning on top of America. Like they've just dumped all over us.
It's a metaphorical dump.
Yes. Because it's it's not the way it used to be, as far as the radio personalities being able to bond with the audience and that kind of stuff. So especially what I do on a radio show is obsolete now. Yeah. They don't want people being hilarious, obviously, anymore. I mean, whatever. So now that I've gone too far in explaining and made myself sad. No, I'm not sad. I'm excited about all this new stuff. I just wish I didn't have to work alongside my wife so much. I used to never have to do that. Now I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, you've created all these things where she's an integral part of it. Mm-hmm. TJ and Jody's house, Small Town Adventures.
Yeah. So true. So true. Ace, Riggins, when you got earbuds in, are they noise canceling like the ones you have at home that you listen to?
No.
They're not?
No.
Mine are. I like the noise canceling ones. And I was just wondering if you had ever experienced this. Have you ever farted really loudly with noise canceling earbuds in or earplugs?
What a question. No, I don't think
haven't?
so. Not that I can recall.
See, I don't do that, in front of people and all. But I just wonder if it made a different sound, because anything else that happens externally has a different sound. Like when you talk and you've got earplugs in or noise canceling earbuds, your voice sounds like it's a deeper kind of thick sound. Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering if farts will be the same way.
I don't know. I don't have any. I've never worn noise canceling headphones.
Have you ever worn earbuds? Earplugs?
No.
Not even when you were working in the mill?
Not even when I was working graveyard shift at the mill.
Not when you were at the firing range?
No. Yeah.
The gun range? It's a weird feeling.
I bet it is.
I can't believe we need to bring earplugs in just so you can see what it feels like.
Is it like 90% of sound is cut out, or is it almost everything?
If you put earplugs in, or those ear muff things that they wear at the shooting range and all,
Really?
it cuts a ton of it out. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never done that.
Well, that's a shame. You haven't really lived then, have
Maybe
you?
not. Maybe not.
Well, remind me, I'll bring you some earplugs. Monday, we'll do it. An
Great.
earplug experience. And then you can fart as loud as you want.
Yeah.
I've always wondered if anybody had been in a car by themselves and passed gas and it made them sick. Like they had to pull over
I'm sure it's happened.
because it was so nasty.
Yeah, I'm sure it's happened.
And that's bad.
Heck yeah. That's real bad.
If you make yourself sick.
Reminds me of that. Rob made that joke about farting in the CPAP machine.
Yeah.
When it's connected to his girlfriend. When his girlfriend is asleep, he said he's going to fart in one end of it. I think about that a lot.
Hey, when I had to send my CPAP machine off to be fixed, it had a problem in it.
Yeah.
That was 2 days before Thanksgiving. And I still don't have it back.
You're kidding.
They called me a few weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago, I guess, and said they got the work order for it and they needed my insurance information. So I guess that means they hadn't even started working on it until 3 weeks ago, and they've had it since Thanksgiving.
What kind of turnaround time is that?
I don't know. It's
And
no
especially
wonder.
if you need it. I mean, what the heck were
they happen to have a loaner that they gave me, you remember? But they said it's the last one available anywhere around. So what would happen to the next person that needed theirs worked on?
6 months of choking in your sleep.
Because you remember the lady said, but we have the hers edition and whatever, and it's the exact same thing as yours, except it's got flowers on it.
It's so weird that they even have a his and hers version of a CPAP machine. That's weird. What other medical equipment is like that? Nothing.
Yeah, it's kind of a pearl color, and it's got little flowers drawn on it and stuff. Is that what Meredith has, Rob? No, she's got the exact same one. There's the rest. She got the manly one.
Hell yeah.
She ain't got no frilly stuff on her CPAPs.
There was a girl on TikTok talking about how dating is so hard for her because she uses a CPAP.
Yeah.
And she was like, you don't even understand the struggle and the anxiety I feel when I start dating a guy. Like, when do you bring that up?
Well, I mean, the answer to that is that she shouldn't be sleeping.
Sleeping anyway.
Yeah. With men's that ain't her husband.
Yeah.
Did anybody comment that under the TikTok?
Not that I recall.
I bet they didn't. I bet China wouldn't allow it.
She had like tears running down her face all while this thing is apparatus is, hooked to her face. It's like a whole thing.
Oh, she did the video with it on?
Yeah.
And she was crying about it?
She was all like, I forget the caption. It was like, you don't understand the struggle of something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it would be awkward.
Yeah.
But I think I would just say I can't, until you really, really know somebody, I would say I can't spend the night.
Yeah, but that's not going to be the end of that conversation. They're gonna be
Well, I
like,
mean,
"What do
I
you
would
mean?"
tell them already. See, and that's the thing. People are too self-conscious about things that I don't think they should be. Is it that they're too self-conscious now, young people are, or is it that young people are more judgmental than ever before? Because if I'm dating a woman, like say my wife and I split up, and I'm out on the dating scene, and I started dating some woman, and we've been out several times. We were kind of, getting close. I would tell her on the first date probably that I have a CPAP. I wouldn't care. I'd not necessarily say, hey, come on, come watch me sleep with it. Wake up in the morning to Mr. CPAP. I wouldn't say that, but I mean, it's just like you're talking about yourself and all that. You go, yeah, well, I have a sleep disorder and I have to sleep with the CPAP. And
Would you
whatever.
on a first date when you're trying to make a good impression? I think it's easy to say you would do that, but
I really would.
I know you'd say that.
I
but
would.
When you're nervous again and you're still trying to, everything is going right and you're like, I'm saying all the right things and she's, loving it. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, see, and that's the difference.
The flow.
Because I wouldn't be so nervous.
Yeah, you'd be.
Yeah. Because if that turns her off to hear that on, when we're first getting to know each other, then that's not the kind of person I'd want to be with anyway.
Okay. Would you talk about farting?
No, because that's manners. That's the difference. Talking about farting and all that is a thing about manners.
Would you tell her about any kind of hemorrhoids? It's a medical condition.
I wouldn't.
Like
If I
sleep
saw an
apnea?
opportunity to say it in a joking way that would be funny, I would.
On a first date.
I would. It'd be if I could make it funny. Because what's more beneficial? Making a woman laugh? Is that better than worth the risk of her thinking that I'm nasty or it's embarrassing? What I'm saying is if something is embarrassing but yet I can make her genuinely laugh about it and be self-deprecating, that's a way bigger plus in the category than admitting that you're a hemorrhoidal sufferer. Okay. Oh yeah, it just depends on the. I wouldn't say I can't mention my hemorrhoids on the first date. There's always an opportunity to say and do anything the right way.
Yeah.
And I know the right way.
You know the right way. And I didn't say your hemorrhoids. I just said hemorrhoids. You said my.
Well, who else's hemorrhoids would I be talking about?
I don't know. I was just saying, generally speaking, would you talk about hemorrhoids?
Well, in that case, yes. I would ask her. So, how many you have kids? Okay, how many? Okay, they're in college. That's. What about hemorrhoids? Do you have hemorrhoids?
Would that bother you if she brought up her hemorrhoids in a joking way that made you laugh?
Not if she's hot.
But she's got a bunch of like I'm talking Mount Rushmore of hemorrhoids. Huge.
I'm not going to be looking at them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's fine. I would take that over her burping in front of me on the first date. Way more. If a woman on a first date burps loudly in front of me, it's done.
It's so funny where you draw the line on that stuff.
Because I don't think burping has any way to bring innocent humor to it.
No, even not if it was an accident, but if she did it,
Yeah, if she's and thinks that's funny, no. No way. That wouldn't bother you though as much as her talking about hemorrhoids, would it?
That would kind of freak me out a little bit.
If she burped or talked about hemorrhoids.
Talk about hemorrhoids.
Huh. Well, you're getting to that age where
you can have.
there are going to be a lot of female hemorrhoid sufferers.
Really?
Occasional hemorrhoidal sufferers. Happens a lot when women are giving birth.
Really?
Yeah. All that straining and pushing. The old things. Them nerves. Them nerves up in there.
Holy cow.
Oh. Going off like a bunch of jumping beans. But if she burped, you'd be okay with it.
I don't know. I would not be okay with
But
it.
you wouldn't.
Especially on a first date.
Yeah. But would you say I don't want to go out with her anymore?
No, it wouldn't ruin it, but I would definitely go.
Yeah. It would
Who
ruin
does
it.
that?
It'd ruin it for me.
If she did the thing like my brother used to do where he'd burp and then blow it in your face.
Oh. I mean, what I always say is if people go, bleh, and then go, well, excuse me.
Yeah.
And then you go, don't do that. Well, I said, excuse me.
Yeah.
But it doesn't count.
Like it's the catch-all for all
Right.
rude behavior.
Yeah. You say, excuse me after an accident. You don't say, excuse me after something you did on purpose. You strained to make it happen because you did it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of women are into that kind of stuff now. Burping and farting on first dates. You know, because it goes back to society telling them they can do whatever men can do.
Well,
That's what you end up getting.
That's interesting.
A bunch of women farting and burping on first dates. Scratching.
Scratching.
Yeah, and just digging and scratching like men. I say, men can do it. Why can't we do it? Oh, you can.
Yeah.
You can do it by yourself because I'm out. Wow. I think with either sex, crotch scratching on a first date is a turnoff.
It's definitely a turnoff. It reminds me of the One Star Strip Club review where that guy was at a strip club in like Iowa or something.
Mm-hmm.
He said he left a 1-star review because he saw one of the strippers. I think the quote was scratching her cooter with a jewel. Oh my God. When you're using, it made it worse because when you're using an instrument to do it.
Right.
And the fact that it's a vape, it's just like.
That's going to be going in her mouth.
Yeah. And then that's how he ended. He's like, guys, you can go if you want, but whatever you do, don't hit that jewel. It's like so gross.
All right. Well, we're through for the week. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We will talk to you Monday. Love you. Bye.
Serving the world. It's TJ's podcast.
As a proven leader in managed IT services, CompuCom delivers innovative solutions designed for how you work today. They'll help you deliver results no matter where you are on your digital transformation journey. It's all at CompuCom. Go to CompuCom.com to find out more.
Just because it's winter doesn't mean this is any time to stay inside and just let the days go by. AceTJ.com/Gaston has the list of everything you can be doing right now, the memories you can be making with your family in Gaston County. AceTJ.com/Gaston.
Your New Year's resolution is in full swing and you are trying to lose weight. Help yourself with Calitrin. Calitrin is the safe, effective way to lose weight. When you buy 3 months supply right now, you'll get 3 months free. It's scientifically proven to help you lose weight. Order it now at acetj.com/weight loss. Calitrin.
The Johnson Group has been cleaning some of Charlotte's most prestigious businesses since 1985. Family owned and operated. Learn more at acetj.com/clean. It's first class cleaning with the Johnson Group.
If you've got nagging pain, you can get rid of that nagging pain thanks to Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic with an over 93% success rate. Set up a free consultation today at acetj.com/Neogenics, Neogenix.
Currents is Lake Norman's #1 lifestyle magazine. Every month, Currents brings you the latest news on what's happening in the Lake Norman area. They've been serving the Lake Norman community for over 13 years. See the latest issue of Currents now at lncurrents.com.
Back again with our friend Richard Toccato, the Richard Toccato Companies. Now, Richard, tell us about this cash out equity thing, instant cash, add water, and there it is.
That's how it is. Instant equity. I mean, you do the application today, you could close today and get your money in 5 days. There's no underwriting. There's no appraisal. You know, I think didn't you do something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly what I did. Instant equity. It's very easy, and Richard walks you through the process. Find out more at homewithrichard.com.
Hey, here's something very special that you do not need to miss. That is being part of the Ace and TJ family's newest show, the Ace and TJ Experience.
Space for the shows will be limited. It is by invitation only. Get signed up now at acetj.com/experience.
The Week in Review is sponsored by Hyatt Centric Charlotte South Park. Beautiful rooms and incredible dining options. Book now by calling 980-299-7123. It's the Hyatt Centric Charlotte South Park. Get your home secured for less than $1 a day with no installation or equipment charges and a lifetime equipment replacement warranty. You can get security for your home. 800-915-8941. 800-915-8941.
The Ace and TJ podcast and radio show is sponsored by the Richard Toccato Companies. The Richard Toccato Companies can help you find the money you need in your home right now. Get details at acetj.com/Toccato. That's acetj.com/TOCADO. Top of every hour, you get caught up on the hottest trending topics in the world thanks to Riggins and Now Trending, sponsored by Culver's. The freshest ingredients all day, every day. Make it your new neighborhood spot. Short waits for the freshest food in town. Find details at acetj.com/Culver's.